afternoon, everyone. My name is Gloria, and welcome to my informative speech section. Stress are many people's encounter, yet many people do not have an understanding of the damage stress can do to our bodies and our minds. The goal is to help us manage stress in our daily lives. Today, I'm going to be talking about stress and its effects, as the effects as to our health and our mental health. Maybe it's your daily spouse, the problems you have with your career. It could be stress from work, with your boss, raising kids, it could be from childbirth, financial imbalance or problems with family and friends. Whatever the cause may be, it is very likely you are experiencing some level of stress. It is impossible to totally eradicate stress from our lives because stress is a crucial part of our daily living. For the next 3 minutes or so, I'd love to share some vital information about stress and its medical and biological effects to our lives, our body, our minds. Stress is a physical or mental factor that causes bodily or mental tension triggered by the stress can be either external or internal. When I say external, it could be stuff going on in the environment. It could be psychological or social situations. When I say internal, it could come from illness. Like I work in the oncology department, I'm going to use that as an example. A lot of people going through chemotherapy. It isn't an easy situation for them, where most times it isn't the disease that eventually cause them to die. It is the stress that's associated with the disease itself. So nobody wants to lay in the bed knowing that they're going to die some few weeks or some months afterwards. So that alone will help, will escalate the effect of the disease and cause early death. According to the American Institute of Stress, chronic stress can cause a variety of symptoms and can affect overall quality of your health. The first step to controlling stress is to know the symptoms. And what are the symptoms of stress? You have warning signs. We go around day, we come home, you're tired, you're fatigued. Sometimes you feel like maybe you have an infection or something. It may not be an infection, it's the warning signs from stress. Like I do work 12-hour shift. There are a lot of medical employees that you work with. You work in the hospital, basically you have to do 12-hour shift and 3 days a week. It's not an easy hurdle. And you come back home, you kind of feel stressed, fatigued. Warning signs could be change in your heart rate, blood pressure. It could be aches and pains. It could be dizziness. It could be migraines, insomnia. Major part of it is insomnia and headaches. Weight gain, weight loss. It could be exhaustion, muscle tension, and sexual difficulties. There are tips on how to manage stress. According to Medline website, we have some tips to get active. Exercises can pump up your endorphins and other natural chemicals that enhance your sense of well-being. It is also advisable to avoid unhealthy meals. And we're encouraged to avoid unhealthy meals. Manage your diet by, finding yourself on a diet that is balanced. Number 3, get enough sleep. We cannot say that enough. The amount of sleep you get can have an effect on your overall concentration and energy level and overall function on a daily basis. Yeah. If you don't sleep, like getting off work, you're getting off work at 7:30 in the morning, you're supposed to head back to work actually maybe 7 o'clock, and you're leaving home at 4:30 or 5 o'clock. And most of us have kids. We have kids that we have to pick up from school. We have husbands that we have to tend to. We have to make meals, hoping that they come home to a good meal. And between those errands, you don't even get enough chance to lay your head to sleep. At least get enough, at least 4 hours sleep before heading back to work. So there's a tendency you get to work and fall asleep. And that is basically, it's not allowed on the job to fall asleep, in and out of sleep. So that if you do not get enough sleep, it could cut into your concentration and your level and overall functioning at work. Another thing, advised to stay away from any harmful substances and alcohol, drugs that can keep your body in a stressful state. Sometimes you can maintain stress. You may not be able to handle stress. You go into alcohol, they're gonna trigger your stress level and maintain that stress level. Even it could escalate it into you may end up in the hospital if care is not taken. So in conclusion, stress that persists can lead to distress. Distress can interrupt the body's internal equilibrium, which can escalate to depression. Depression is linked to cancer or even suicide. We should learn to manage our stress so that we can have control over its effect on our physical and mental health. So stay healthy in mind and your psychological balances. Thank you.